Hey, it's Tom. We're here at the meeting for Volusia Safe Harbor out in Orange City, and it's my job tonight to ensure that the public is aware of the truths of homelessness, not Dr. Marvitt's truths. Some of the figures that are put out there are absolutely ridiculous. Like one figure he says is 90% of the homeless in Volusia County either have a substance abuse issue or have a mental health issue. 90%. Now, the truth of it is that only 8.3% of the total homeless population of 1,397, 8.3% had a substance issue. So that's not even close. And we only have 97 chronically, or excuse me, 246, not 97, 246 chronically homeless out of a total population. So it's about 20%. So, and the mental health and both don't even add up to 20% or 30% total. So to say 90 is insane. It's insane. And to say that you've reduced homelessness street graduation rate, which means that you have had the police chase them off and they're not in the park anymore, that is not accomplishing anything, okay? Saying not to feed the homeless because you're enabling them is not accomplishing anything. What accomplishes things are models that work. That is housing first, the only proven model for the chronically homeless is permanent supportive housing. And I'm going to ask Dr. Marvitt tonight why his philosophy is against every single other expert and agency in the nation. We'll see what he has to say. I do have to make a statement because I'm from Orlando. So what was said earlier about Orlando is not true. I'm from there. I work with the homeless in Orlando. My name is Thomas Rebman. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Homeless and Hungry. And if you're interested in what's going on in Orlando, here's all the good news. The difference about Orlando and Volusia County is we have Mayor Dyer and Mayor Jacobs actually on the streets looking for veterans. And to say that just the hospital ponied up is ridiculous. It's everybody in the community because in Orlando we have good solutions. I won't take over Dr. Marvitt's meeting, but here's all the information if you need to know what we're doing. Dr. Marvitt, I have a couple of questions and I won't take too long with your meeting. The first thing I'm trying to understand is you said that in Pinellas County that as cities reduced their homelessness to zero, they dropped out of funding. Which cities reduced their homelessness to zero? I'm curious.
You can go to the website on the first year in there. I think we had a total of 11 cities that put in direct cash. In the first go, Margo put in VIK services, and another put in money, but it came in the following year. And so I can get you a breakout of which ones there. The two main cities, there are three cities that have sustained big cities, are St. Petersburg, Clearwater, and Pinellas Park. Those are the main ones.
I apologize, Dr. Marvitt, but which city reduced their homeless population to zero and dropped out?
Several did. I'll get you a list.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you. Next, I wanted to talk about, because I believe in Volusia County we should make decisions based on good data. So I've done studying for 13 months, and none of the things I'm getting ready to say, I'm trying to understand, because the figure you gave us was 90% of the people of the population we're talking about either have substance issues or have mental health issues. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Well, the problem I have is in the point in time count, I have everybody absolutely identified. And we only have 92, it's only 8% of the total homeless.
Know what the question is, why does point in time have a lower number?
No, that's not my question.
Okay.
My question is, since I know for a fact there's only 92 mentally ill people in Volusia County, and I know who those 92 are, and we know we have a total homeless population of 1,397, that's not that big of a percentage. Secondly, the other thing I want to point out is 44% of the homeless in Volusia County have jobs currently. They don't need jobs.
Let me answer
Yes,
your
sir,
questions.
go ahead.
If you want to go through it,
No, sir, go ahead.
I actually
want to hear.
The point in time count that he's referring to is a self-report count. So when a volunteer goes up, they say, ma'am, do you have a mental health and a substance abuse problem? And so that's literally what physically goes on. No interaction. I mean, I don't have time to develop a relationship. I may or may not even, most likely never met her, don't know her. So that's the fallacy.
That's absolutely accurate, Dr. Marlowe.
That is the fallacy of the point in time count. If you use HMIS or go to Stuart Marchman or go to Windward, which doesn't exist anymore, and you take their data and compare it to the homeless data, that's where that number comes from. And studies have been done all across the country, including the federal government, on that issue. SAMHSA's done it, which is the Mental Health Authority of the United States underneath HHS. And that's a pretty well established
But
number.
none of them are close to 90%. The highest figure I know of is SAMHSA at 48%. But I'm not going to debate numbers. My question is
90%
this.
is mental health or substance abuse or co-presenting.
I totally understand, but I don't agree with you. Would you say that the population in Pinellas, the homeless population in general, is pretty much similar to the homeless population in Daytona? Is that why we need, in other words, we have Pinellas Safe Harbor and we're building Volusia Safe Harbor. Would you say they're pretty similar, the two populations?
They're moderately similar. I think this
in the
is
substance abuse and mental health area.
There's more of a homegrownness here, more of a transient nature there, and so you'd have to go into those subsets to break
I
those
pulled
out.
the numbers for the last 3 years, 13,846 visits to Safe Harbor, and there it's not self-identification. And their mental illness rate is 8.1% over 13,000 people the last 3 years.
That is not what that's asking.
Well, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. Here's my
That's
problem.
not what that's asking.
I'll
So-
summarize and let you have your meeting then. Here's the problem that I have. In Orlando, in Brevard County, in cities throughout the United States, they're using proven solutions that are recommended by the United States Interagency Council for Homelessness. It's called Housing First. Housing First does not mean people are taken care of for the rest of their lives. But here's the population I'm worried about that I want put first before people we need to treat. I know people that are on the streets right now with cancer that their only crime is they're 65 with cancer. I think they come before substance abusers. I know that in the point in time count, I know where 159 families are right now that need shelter. Why would we spend $12 million when we're not increasing any services? The $1.6 million we're spending per year that you want all these cities to pay increases no services. It gives us a central point, and we're going to use the same services we're already using. We're just going to have them in one place, and we're spending $12 million. So my question is this.
You already got 3 questions there, so let me answer it.
Go ahead.
The question about family and children, if you read my whole report, I got a whole part in there about what we need to do with family and children.
But that's not what we're talking about funding. Why aren't we talking about funding that now?
There's a whole separate group working on that project right now. There's a location tentatively identified. There's some funding tentatively identified. It's on a different track. The purpose of this meeting is just this recommendation. That other recommendation is being worked and going forth. So that's already being worked.
Thank you.
Go ahead, I'll let you ask your next question.
No, I'm actually going to pass it on, but I would like to say this last thing. What's going on in Orlando, and I have Brevard County's plan we could copy right here. They're reducing homelessness drastically, and people are staying off the street 88% of the time. And if you're interested in the data, we don't need a jail diversion shelter because that doesn't get anybody out of homelessness. It gives them a bed for the night, and we don't need that anymore. We need solutions that work. Thank you.